Dive into the heart of any React application and you'll find its essence within the My React App directory. This is where the magic begins. The node_modules folder is a treasure trove holding all the NPM packages and their dependencies, crucial for your project's survival but managed by NPM or Yarn, so you don't have to worry about the intricacies. Next, the public directory serves as the public face of your application. It contains static files like the index.html, which is the launching pad for your app, embedding the React application into the div with an ID of root. The favicon.ico and manifest.json add flair and function, setting the stage for a progressive web app. Stepping deeper into the structure, the src folder is the command center. Here, the assets directory holds the keys to the visual kingdom with subfolders for images and styles. The styles folder is particularly noteworthy, with main.css for overall styling, variables.css for theming through CSS variables, and mixins.css for reusable CSS snippets. The core of the React app lies in the components directory. This is where components, the building blocks of your React app, are organized meticulously. The common subfolder houses components like button and input, each with their own JavaScript and CSS files, ensuring modularity and reusability. Meanwhile, the layout subfolder contains structural components like header and footer, each responsible for part of the UI layout, making sure your app not only functions well, but also looks good.
At the heart of this structure is the src directory, housing the core functionality and components of the application. Starting with containers, these directories are not just folders, they are the backbone of your application's user interface. Each container, such as Home and About, includes both JavaScript and CSS files, crucial for defining the structure and style of major page components. The Home container, for instance, contains Home.js and Home.css, encapsulating all logic and styling for the home page. Moving on to hooks, this directory is a treasure trove of custom React hooks like useAuth for authentication processes and useFetch for data fetching. These hooks are reusable pieces of code that can manage state and side effects in your functional components, promoting code reusability and separation of concerns. Next, the context directory plays a pivotal role in state management across the application. Files like auth.context.js and theme.context.js provide a way to pass data through the component tree without having to pass props down manually at every level. This is particularly useful for accessing user authentication status or the current theme across various components. In the services directory, files such as API.js and auth.js abstract the interactions with external services and APIs. This separation ensures that the service logic is isolated from the UI components, making your application easier to manage and scale. The utils directory is the utility belt for the application. It contains essential helpers, constants, and validation functions that are used across the application, ensuring that common functionalities are centralized and not duplicated. The main application component resides in app.js. This file is crucial as it serves as the entry point for other components and houses the primary routing logic. Alongside, About.js ensures that the main component functions as expected through rigorous testing. The entry point of the entire application is defined in index.js, which takes responsibility for rendering the app component into the DOM. Accompanying it, report web vitals.js and setup tests days are geared towards optimizing performance and setting up the testing environment, respectively. On the root level, files like gitignore, package.json, and readme.md serve foundational purposes, from defining project dependencies to outlining the project for new developers and ensuring certain files remain untracked by version control. Configuration files such as babel.config.js and webpack.config.js are crucial for setting up the development environment, handling JavaScript transformations, and bundling the modules respectively. Lastly, the env file securely manages environment variables, keeping sensitive keys out of the public code base. In summary, mastering this advanced React Digest project structure enhances the scalability, maintainability, and readability of your applications. By understanding and implementing this structure, developers can ensure that their applications are not only robust but also easier to manage as they grow in complexity and size. This systematic approach not only streamlines development, but also facilitates easier updates and debugging, proving indispensable in large-scale application development.